welcomed a number of UFC fighters and champions from Western Washington, including flyweight champ Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson and former women's bantamweight champ Miesha Tate. Pretty soon, we might see another name added to those ranks. Ariel Rodriguez of Lenwood has already collected a number of title belts and medals. She's since stepping into the octagon for her first fight just last year. She balances competitions with school and a full workout regimen, including Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And did we mention she just turned 15 years old? Please welcome Ariel Rodriguez. It's so good to meet you. How are you? Happy birthday. So your birthday was in May. So how did this whole thing start?
Well, when I was 8 years old, my mom and my dad were watching UFC, and I thought it was really cool. I loved watching it, and being a little kid, I mean, I thought it was awesome. I love wrestling, you know, and so I decided that it would be really cool to try it. So they went to go watch UFC fight, and we flew up to Vegas, or down to Vegas, and I tried a kids' martial arts class. I fell in love with it, and when we came back, we looked forever to try and find one, and the closest we could find was Taekwondo. So I just...
So you did that. When you took the martial arts class in Vegas, what was it that appealed to you so much?
I like hitting things.
Is it as cathartic as it looks like it is? Like, do you feel way better after?
Yes,
depending
definitely.
on who's hitting who, I suppose. But
yeah. It's a lot of fun. Once you get used to it, it's really fun.
So how old were you in your first actual fight?
That was this last year, so I was 14.
14. And do you face opponents based on their age or weight, or how does that go?
It goes by how long they've been training and how much they weigh. So I fought for that one at 125 pounds, and the people that I normally go against are much older than me. There's not very many teenagers.
So I would guess not. And you said before we came on the air you were nervous about being on TV, but I'd be like way nervous trying to fight somebody. So I think you win on the bravery contest. So that first moment when you stepped in for that first fight, what's going through your head?
I thought about all of my coaches, all of the hard work I put into it. I thought about how many days, how many hours a day, how many weeks and years I've put into this. And
butterflies at all? No.
Just to make weight. Once I made weight, I was in the zone.
Oh my gosh. All right. I don't think I've ever been there to that zone. How many competitions have you been in so far?
A lot.
A lot.
My first actual jiu-jitsu competition was 2 months after I started, which was about 3.5 years ago now. So I kind of lost count. There's a lot of tournaments, on average, like at least 5 a year, I think.
So have you been hurt?
No, not bad. I injured my ankle in class one of the days, but that gone away pretty quickly. And then I injured my shoulder actually this last weekend, but that's almost gone now. It's fine.
Feeling better?
Yeah, nothing serious.
What are your goals?
My goals are I want to become a pro fighter. That's what I really want to do. And my main goal is to be an MMA fighter. I really want to be on UFC or one of the big events. I love fighting. I love the sport and everything. As of right now, I'm too young. We can't do actual full MMA, so I'm working my way up through Muay Thai, kickboxing fights, my Taekwondo when I was younger, and then the Jiu-Jitsu competitions.
How old do you have to be?
I have to be 18 to do full
Have to be 18.
Yeah.
Now you're going to the Insight School of Washington, which is an online school. Has that been really helpful in balancing these two things?
Definitely. I would not have been able to do all of this had it not been for Insight. Definitely, because I can create my own schedule. It's much more flexible. I can be training at the gym all the time and then also have time to fit in my schoolwork and everything and still have free time, of course.
Now your mom Lisa is here, so the obvious question, Lisa, how hard is it to watch this?
You know, nerves set aside. I mean, of course, I'm nervous. And my mom, she's my baby, you know, stepping into the cage.
You don't want to run in and help her out?
Trying to video it, you know, when she's doing her fighting. I remember her very first one. We didn't have a lot of notice for her first fight, and I was a nervous wreck. 2 coffees and friends having to help me hold the video camera and stuff. But
you've got to be proud of her accomplishments and really, you know, following what she's interested in. The world is a bigger place for girls to do the things that they want to do.
yeah, she's on her way.
And so how do you participate in terms of helping her get to training and all of that? What is your life like as a MMA mini mom?
Well, you know, I actually have to say, if it wasn't for all of our support, I mean, her coaches and our friends and, you know, training partners, we have such a great support system that helps with rides, and I mean, all the way down to in the morning when I go to work, I drop her off, you know, with her coach, Crew Belton, and she stays at the gym all day, and that's where she's able, you know, during school, to be able to work on her school there, and then also be able to train and go to the different locations and different places.
That's great to have the flexibility like that. We're looking at some video now, so describe to us, Ariel, what's going on here.
Well, as you can see, well, it just switched. So that is the Muay Thai fight that I had. So
Whoa.
I am fighting a 14-year-old boy. Like I said, there's not very many teenagers, so I got a boy for this one. And we're just trading kicks and punches and all that. Just like a regular sparring match.
I guess I didn't realize that it was different genders.
They don't normally do different genders. Being a teenage girl, I'm either fighting women or, I mean, there's not very many teenage girls out there that are fighting. So the youngest girl that I've got was this last one, was a 16-year-old. But that was the youngest. Before that, it was like 18. I've gotten 37 before. This one was the only boy that I've had. They don't normally do that, but being so young, they kind of have to mix them every now and then.
Yeah. So you're obviously super fit, can take care of yourself out in the world. What do you think that gives you in terms of confidence and how you feel about yourself to be physically strong?
Definitely helps confidence and self-esteem wise. Like being in school and all that, like in middle school and everything, teasing goes on, all of that. Training and being where you're confident with your skills and being athletic and everything, with all of the support that I have in my teams, definitely helps. It's like you're untouchable at school, basically. Like the teasing doesn't bother you anymore, you know. You're much more confident, you believe in what you're doing, you know that you're doing good, basically, and it definitely helps.
And you're on a path. How do your friends and classmates respond to what you're doing?
Well, I don't really have that many friends my age. They're all from the gym, especially with online schooling. I mainly have my friends from the gym. So they think it's really cool what I'm doing. The teenage friends that I have, they all go to actual school, like public school and everything. So they're also very social. I'm not very social in school, so this one definitely helps doing online. But they think it's really cool that I'm able to do as much as I am and have this much freedom, basically, with my schedule and everything.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. You're following what you want to do. You've been very successful, and I think the sky's the limit. Thanks so much for coming in and visiting with us and for broadening our horizons around here. I will not be doing this, but I will be rooting Ariel on. Coming up next, we are making it so and boldly going into the land of Star Trek to explore space and beyond with the EMP Museum Shop. We'll be back in a moment. Thank you.